When I was in high school, I thought the cheerleaders were the coolest, most popular kids around. It fascinated me to watch them cheer at the games as I sat with the pep band playing the school song. They were so vivacious and always seemed so happy. And of course, they were friends with the stars on the football field and in the basketball court. They were almost always the ones who were chosen for homecoming court and prom royalty. I wasn't jealous of them because I knew I didn't have what it took to be one, but I definitely was an admirer. Even now, when I watch football games or basketball games on TV, which isn't that often, I enjoy seeing the cheerleaders. I think it must be the way they draw everyone into cheering. They are cheerleaders, after all. The dictionary says that a cheerleader is, quote, an enthusiastic and vocal supporter of someone or something. And some of the synonyms for cheerlead include to cheer up, to urge on, to pep up, to animate, to revive, to inspire. Even jolly along, whatever that means. I think that at this time in history, we need to have more cheerleaders and be cheerleaders ourselves. I think of my mom as having been probably my best cheerleader. She always encouraged me and made me feel like everything I did deserved an A plus. Actually, I think all parents should be the best and most important cheerleaders for their kids. Good teachers are that for their students all the time, especially for the kids who are struggling or acting up. And caregivers are that for the people they serve, the sick, the disabled, those who might suffer from a mental illness, those who are dying. But just as for those high school cheerleaders that I so admired, I realize now that it must have been exhausting. It wasn't just the few hours on game night. They always had to look happy and excited. For sure, that's not easy 100% of the time for anybody. No doubt on some game nights they didn't feel up to it, or they had a headache, or they had problems at home. But that's what we expect from our cheerleaders, isn't it? For them to always be there for us, ready to encourage us, to cheer us on, to applaud our successes, and to console us in our losses. And that's why cheerleaders need cheerleaders too. It's when we reach out to someone else, when we leave the familiarity and ease of our chair, when we stretch beyond our comfort level, that we become cheerleaders for someone else. Who are your cheerleaders? Who do you cheer for? If your lists are really short, maybe you need to give the topic a little more thought. I want to share with you a little reflection by the writer L.R. Knost, Knost. Considered it an invitation to cheerleading camp. Get up off your knees. Come out of your churches, your mosques, your temples. God can hear your prayers for peace, justice, and hope in this broken world just fine while you're out creating peace, working for justice, and giving hope to this broken world. When are we finally going to realize that humanity is the solution to inhumanity? When will we finally understand that we are all drops in the same ocean, hurting together, healing together, hoping together? Don't just pray for hands to heal the hurting. Be the hands that are healing the hurting. Don't just pray for arms to help the helpless. Pray with arms that are helping the helpless. Don't just pray for feet to respond to need. Pray on feet that are responding to need. Don't just pray for someone to do something. Be someone who does something. And don't just pray for answers. Be the answer.